But let's get to this really, really serious issue. For those that don't remember, about a week and a half ago, there was a big bombing that killed 80 Syrian regular military troops who were battling al-Nusra in a key city. And al-Nusra is the name of al-Qaeda, or the Wahhabiyas / ISIS. Al-Qaeda means base. IS means Islamic base, Islamic State. It's the same group out of Saudi Arabia. That's who funds it. That's indisputed, by the way. The media thinks you're stupid and tries to confuse it. Now, that's their entire program. And so they've got all this unfolding, and then you've got the Syrian military winning all over the country. And the Russians, 90% pulled out for the last few years, but they've left some forward observers, some people there to identify targets, and some aircraft and advisors to the Syrians. And so every time they're about to defeat al-Qaeda or ISIS, the U.S. planes or NATO planes accidentally bomb the forces, and sometimes they bomb Russians. Last week it was the Syrian military. And so now we have the headlines. Russia says U.S. failing to deliver on Syrian ceasefire once details classified. That's from RT. Here's another report from Breitbart. This is all up on Infowars.com. Hillary Clinton sponsored secretive Arab Spring program that destabilized the Middle East. Tomorrow, we're going to break a major report. Paul Watson is, with eyewitnesses, documents, you name it, that add to what is admitted. Gaddafi was trying to surrender for over a year. He didn't start the war. They wanted to wreck the country and hand it over to ISIS and al-Qaeda. That's why they did this. Because Hillary came, she saw, and, Gaddafi died. Hillary Clinton sponsored secretive Arab Spring program that destabilized the Middle East. I'm giving you credit for inspiring the peaceful protests with regard to Egypt, with quotation marks around the word peaceful. Remember CNN with their different hosts, like Anderson Cooper, how great all this was? Turning loose Sunni, Wahhabist, al-Qaeda all over the region. Here's another article. West still arming al-Nusra in Syria's peace almost impossible. Russia's UN envoy. We have the video clips of all of this. Russia says U.S. failing to deliver on Syrian ceasefire. Here's another one. West still arming al-Nusra in Syria. Peace almost impossible. On and on and on. Now, let's go to a chilling clip here. And the full clip's, again, on Infowars.com. It's like 30 minutes long of testimony. No-fly zone would require war with Syria and Russia. Top U.S. general, General Dunford, says the U.S. to control all the airspace in Syria would require going to war against Syria and Russia. Because Syria is a sovereign nation invaded, basically, by Saudi Arabia with Wahhabists. They're mainly Shiite, Christian, and Alawite. They're minority groups. They're being invaded. They're peaceful. Then our government says we've got to invade Syria because al-Qaeda and ISIS is there. Our criminal government is the one that financed them. The refugees they bring out of Syria are the Wahhabist, al-Qaeda, ISIS people that get their butts kicked. So they evacuate to the U.S. and Europe. Then they attack us. General Dunford says that the U.S. to control all the airspace in Syria would require going to war against Syria and Russia. This is his response to the latest proposal by John Kerry, which involves grounding only Syrian and Russian airplanes, and that means shooting them down if they try to take off, even fly back to their country, speaking of the Russians. So that's the 2 minutes to midnight we've now come to. And the top Syrian general came out last week and said, we're already seeing World War III. It's biblical. It's starting in Syria. It's happening right now. And they go on and add, we're not even against Israel. Syria wants to work with Israel. Even Israeli newspapers are saying, why are we on the side of the people trying to overthrow Syria and Israel? Because it's globalism, folks. It's a giant double cross against humanity. So here's the chilling clip of General Dunford.
For Syria.
What about the option of controlling the airspace so that barrel bombs cannot be dropped?
All the options.
What do you think of that option, sir?
Right now, Senator, for us to control all of the airspace in Syria would require us to go to war against Syria and Russia. That's a pretty fundamental decision that certainly I'm not going to make.
Let's back that up and play it again. That's the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, just like General Dempsey was the chairman 4 years ago, and they went to Obama and Hillary, and they said, listen, if we go in there, Russia's got a deal to defend them. There was Russian troops. This is a sovereign nation. they're going to fight us. And at that point, they said the military's not going to do this, and there was a stand down. There was a soft coup. We should get Dr. Pachenik on tomorrow to talk about this. It's so big. Now it's got to the point where because they go, oh, barrel bombs, like babies out of incubators. You know, they've always got some red, you know, shirt to wave. Oh, my gosh, they're dropping big bombs on al-Qaeda. They're dropping big bombs on the Wahhabists. Oh, my gosh, their country got invaded. They got attacked. They were working with the West. Syria was a good guy compared to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia attacked us on 9/11, folks. We attacked Iraq, their archenemy, that was secular and sold Playboys on store shelves, and women didn't have to wear hijabs, and 60% of their college graduates were women. The government of Iraq had more women in it than any other government in the Middle East, next to Libya. And again, what you see is truly more progressive states that want to work with the West getting set up. Saddam was trained by the CIA. It's declassified. He was set up and told to attack Kuwait. Look it up. We've been attacking the guys that don't have the beards, the guys that play rock and roll music. I'm not saying that's the sound of freedom. I'm just pointing out for Saudi Arabia. This is the bait and switch. Let's play this clip one more time.
For Syria.
What about the option of controlling the airspace so that barrel bombs cannot be dropped?
All the options.
What do you think of that option, sir?
Right now, Senator, for us to control all of the airspace in Syria would require us to go to war against Syria and Russia. That's a pretty fundamental decision that certainly I'm not going to make.
World War III. And then if you watch, which I've been watching hours of, the Russian Ministry of Defense briefings, and then they've got briefings of people in the field as generals that look like they're about to die, completely freaked out going, and they're moving in their forces, and they're getting ready to attack us, and we're getting our weapons ready, and we hope, and it's like doomsday, folks. I mean, these shots are like Russians with big, like, red globes behind them and, like, satellite tracking, and they're just sitting there like they're in a doomsday bunker, and the average American has no idea what's going on. No idea. So, yeah, the debate tomorrow is big, and I was really anticipating it. We're going to be covering it live. Infowars.com/show for the free feed. It's almost here. You can cut the tension with a knife. The first real debate for 90 minutes, head-to-head, hosted at a university in New York next Monday at 8 o'clock Central until 9:30 Central. And Infowars.com will be covering it live on the scene and with our own feeds, as well as live commentary and analysis at Infowars.com/show. A few weeks ago, I made the point that this could be bigger than the Super Bowl because the American people are really starting to wake up. And guess what? Top media analysts have now come out and looked at the early numbers coming in, and it appears there could be as many as 100 million viewers. That has never happened in history and will be bigger than any TV show, including the Super Bowl, that the United States has ever broadcast. But I wouldn't hold your breath. Something tells me there's less than a 50-50 chance Hillary's going to show up to this debate. In fact, she's only doing like one event a week and isn't doing any events now right through next Monday. That tells you how incredibly sick she is. And as Trump begins to surge in the polls, you would expect her to be out on the street redoubling her efforts, but she's not. So even if she makes it to the debate next Monday night, how is she going to be able to stand up there for 90 minutes? So I wonder what the numbers are if I was a betting man on her collapsing or having a coughing fit and having to cut the debate short. And don't forget, there's precedence for this. During one of the Democrat debates, they had to pause for like 10 minutes because she wouldn't come out after the, quote, commercial break. This isn't sports. This is reality. We're not just spectators watching some basketball or football game. We're actually in the arena. This is our country. This is our world. And the sleeping giant is awakening. And Infowars will be on the field at the event in New York and right here in Austin, Texas, with the live feed and live analysis. Join Infowars for live coverage of the first debate, kicking off 1 hour before the debate starts at 7 o'clock Central at Infowars.com/show. You can also sign up for our free newsletter, and we'll send links out to you at Infowars.com/newsletter. You can also go to Infowars.com/app and download our new interactive app that has audio, video feeds, special live reports, and so much more. Again, watch the debate on your smart TV or at Infowars.com/show or on the free app at Infowars.com/app. From the entire InfoWars news crew here in Austin, Texas, I salute our fellow InfoWarriors, not just here in the United States, but worldwide. The revolution against global tyranny is being televised.